Hey guys, Hal Jackie here, coming at you with another SimCity 4 video. So this is a big milestone video that I've got for you today. If you take a look at the lower left side of the screen, you'll see the total region population for my mega region I've been working on for 10 years, ever since the end of the Building a City from Scratch series concluded. That city is here. So I'll have to do a revisit of this sometime, maybe like a 10th anniversary video to kind of go through what's changed, what's developed, because I've done some work in it ever since to try and connect it to the rest of this mega region that's kind of spawned out from it. So that took over a year to build that one city, and you'll see that it's definitely sprawled way out. So I thought I'd give you a quick region tour of this 49,999,999 population region looks like currently. You'll see all the way out in the, I call this like the frontier area because it's like very barren, undeveloped. So it's like there's like one road connection over that like moves through. Little bridge over here so the ice falls don't damage the road or avalanches. Lots of farms. Little plateau, another plateau. Mountain region. I got some fun winding roads up here too, but there is so much more to explore in this region. I have not touched any of these areas, but you can see they're so snow-capped that like you really can't do a whole lot, but it just keeps going. Oh my God, there's the very end. There is so much to develop. Like you could put some like nice farming communities and stuff in these giant ice flow ravines or whatever, right? Get all the mountain water, but then there's little lakes, little streams here and there in depressions. Like you could build like a decent sized community here. There's a cool lake. That's pretty neat. I opened up all of these city tiles, gave them forestry and stuff, gave them a name too if I load them up. I don't know, I was just spamming the names. Like, yeah, they're really not the greatest names. I can always change them later on, but you'll see all the aircraft in my region like to park, do a parking orbit here, or not a parking orbit's for spacecraft. What do they call it when aircraft have to circle around a runway waiting for clearance? Is that just a circle around or a coast? I'm kind of drawing a blank there, but yeah, so I have a special for 50 million. Finally getting down to the developed area here a little bit. Might do like a bypass highway here. Some older cities that connected in. I've got a city all ready to go that won't just take me to 50 million, but will likely take me to 51 million by the end of this video. We're gonna load it up. You'll see it here. Called Odin. Again, it's just a city name that I made. See, it's got everything here. So I'll throw on the transportation network for you too, just before I start the city. You can see how well it's connected in with everything. So it's fully zoned and everything. And there's already 800,000 jobs. There's just not a lot of people living there. The population is 0. So as soon as I get a full resident in this city, then it will get me to 50 million. So yeah, so I'll show you this growth. I got a beautiful downtown that I've been working on. It's very intricate. The whole city is developed and ready to go with all the services and infrastructure, and everything is needed, and it's a densely zoned city. You can already see all the skyscrapers and stuff for jobs. So basically the orbit around it and some infill is going to be for the residential when I press play. There's already a few commuters coming here from some other areas, but that was before I zoned, so I did like a huge plop for the downtown area. I don't really do a lot of plopping, mostly because it's very monotonous, right? You gotta scroll through the menu, find a spot, put it in, but I did it for this town. It also gives me a chance to explore all the different plugins that I've got, because I've got like 10 gigs of plugins, and because I'm mostly a person that only sees buildings when I zone, if a building isn't growable from a zone, but I have it in my plugins as a plop, I'll never see it unless I actually plop it. And for some others, right, that are larger than a typical 4x4 zone, which is at least by default in the game, the largest zone size that will develop on its own, you won't see that. For example, I think there's like some 6x6, even 6x8 zones. If you made them that big, you just might get like a custom building to grow in that area. But for the most part, I just do 4x4 at the most. So yeah, this city might just take a quick second to load just because it's very, very dense. But you can already see, right, there's a couple of bridges here, big highway interchange. This is very complicated that I built there too. I'll show that before I start the simulator. I'll give you a little tour of it before it begins. And yeah, this'll hit 50 million. I'll do a 10-year special for the Building a City from Scratch series that I did, well, 10 years ago. I actually started it in 2013, but it finished 10 years ago. And then I'll also do a UDI video after a little while, just showing the roads and stuff in this town and driving down to some other areas because I had a lot of work done to connect this to the bulk of my region. So I'll do like a big transportation tour. Maybe I'll start at the port that I built for I think the last UDI video I did. So yeah, this game is now old enough to drink. It is 21 years old. So raise a glass or a water bottle or whatever you got and enjoy this this city video. I know we're already like, what, 6 minutes in and I haven't shown any gameplay yet, but I really wanted to show you that region view because that is huge. It's 660 tiles, this Ring of Fire, and I've developed, like in terms of city, maybe 10%. In terms of like infrastructure and like building out, maybe double that to 20%, like 25 at the most. Like that's really it. And there's just so many areas that you saw, right, that can be developed. So if I keep going at this rate, I'll hit 100 million in 10 years. So I'll have 20% of the region developed. So that'll give me, if it's 10 years for 10%, it'll take me 100 years to fully develop this region. So let's hope that there's, some improvements in medical fields because, I'm not old, but I have been playing this game for 21 years, so you can guess my age if you don't know. But yeah, it's coming up. Come on. This city is loading forever. I'm sorry. I should have maybe started in this city. This always takes a little while. You might be able to skip this through the video or just enjoy me talking. But yeah, lots of news in the development front, right? We've got NAM 49 coming out. There's been lots of breakthroughs on the DLL fields. There's some experimental stuff with the DLL in here, but this is running NAM 48 public. And we've got another development coming for NAM 50, and that will include some DLL stuff. So NAM 49 will be the last traditional NAM, I would say, and then 50 will have some DLL fixes in because that helps improve some network stability, lets you build things like diagonal streets, and then there's also optional DLLs you can download that are still sort of experimental, like sub-menus, like you click on one thing and another menu starts, or you could even do a load time reducer, which I actually have installed. This is taking a while here. I'm sorry about that, but hopefully you're enjoying the commentary and some of the classic SimCity 3000 music. That's what I've got just playing in the background here. Yeah, with 660 tiles. Jeez. That'll be 90 years from now. So we'd be looking at the year 2114. If I still keep building this at the current rate that I am. Obviously, that is anyone's guess as to how fast or slow it will go. But okay, we're here. We're here finally, almost 10 minutes in. We're in town, so yeah, I'll do a zoom out and show you what's going on. So this city is called Odin, named after that big god guy from Greek or Roman mythology. I don't really know my stuff here. Why is it so slow? Okay, I zoomed out a little too much. That might be why. I'm a little trigger happy with the scroll. But we'll start up here with the interchange. Is it just because I'm recording and the game just can't comprehend? Because there's so many things already preloaded. Doesn't matter how fast your PC is, it can only use 4 gigs of RAM. But you see this interchange here, there are no loops, and it's not a stack, but it made it very complicated to get this rail line running underneath. I wanted to give myself a challenge, so that's kind of how I did it. And then there's also a bullet train line on the side here. I decided to double track while I could, but this is like the main interchange for town. And if additional room is needed to widen, I can fill in the center median here. On this side, it's going to be a bit trickier, but possible. I have to widen on the outside because this connection here, I just did it on a whim. You actually need 2 tiles in the median to get this through, and I just built this highway with 2 tiles. So I just got really lucky that it all was stable and overrode, and you can already see some traffic using it, just commuting from elsewhere. So, yeah, there's a half interchange here, and that goes out to the other side of town. Let's see, a little commercial area here. Well, not a little. There's some big towers, right? Train station. Some use of the Real Expressway mod, right? Like kind of like a little half-diamond interchange in a urban community. Lots of stadiums in this town, too. Seems like to be like a focal point. Lots of subway use. It's zoned high density. And then here there's like a marshland, like almost like a floodplain to help with the drainage in the area, like it's built in a swamp or something between the bullet train line, the rail line, and the highway. I got a single point urban interchange here, and then the main cusp of downtown's to the west. But I'll keep going down. I got another rail station and some kind of folded diamond hybrid kind of thing here. And then we'll head into the city center, which is very dense and will be even denser once I start the play. Start the simulation, because there is a lot of stuff that is still needing to be filled in by some residential development. So I got that little metropolis globe. I think in the one of the last videos I did, I showed a really big one. That was just a prop to showcase the size of the detail, whereas the actual prop is about that size there. Kind of reminds me of like the globe in New York. I think that was featured in like Men in Black. It's featured in the Universal logo and stuff. But yeah, so here's the big city center. Lots of little green zones here for some residential development. It's already feeding a lot of workers. And lots of dense roads and use of one-way roads, turning lanes. Basically everything but the kitchen sink I threw at it. And some weird grids too, like you can see. Just, I'm trying to break the grid where I can, so I've got lots of roundabouts, some curves, oddly angled intersections, just to add some more variety and life to the downtown, because when you're building your downtowns in SimCity, they usually end up being grids and kind of look a little blocky and kind of the same. So mix it up with some roads if you can, with some weird angles, kind of like a public square and some crazy intersection here. Baseball diamonds. Another big stadium as well. That's the Tokyo Dome. I really like this stadium because it's diagonal. You can add like some stuff over there. Some tennis courts. Coming down on the shoreline here, which I always like to keep the shoreline a little bit natural, but I think I zoned right up to the edge on this this town. I just never got into building seawalls. I couldn't be bothered with it. But, oh, I got a little error here. This access actually wants to go in, but I actually don't want that connected because the turn lane gets screwed up. It's an easy fix, thanks to the network eraser. Without this, I'd have to bulldoze and like half the intersection, or almost the entire intersection would be destroyed. But now I can just kind of do that. So that's cool. I know it fully doesn't connect, but whatever. It connects on the other side too. If you want to know the names to these buildings, you can take a screenshot and send it to the Can't Find It Ask Here thread, because I know there's like lots of really cool things, but I can just do some cool, some quick queries and stuff if you're curious, but some of them aren't that good. Custom ploppable, right? Like, that doesn't really help too much, but yeah, or maybe you recognize these buildings from real life, so you can kind of Google that and see if there's like a Centropolis result. Maybe somebody made a bat. Convention Center District over here, just right by a train station, bullet train station, public square in front, place for events. This is mostly zoned for residential development. That'll, if one of these zones develops into a building, then I'll hit 50 million. I'll need 2 people for 50 million plus, right? I need 50 million of one. So 1 person to hit 50 million, 2 people for over 50 million. Got some parks. Lots of work up and down the rails here. Overpasses. More overpasses. Lots of parks. I mean, make sure that there's lots of parks for people, because this is a dense city. You need some breathing space, right? Another rail station. Some more fun work with the grid, trying to break it up a little bit with all these little roundabouts. This is almost like a diagonal grid, right? Going this way. So, yeah, pretty cool. And then coming up to the, there's a highway here. It just connects to another city to the west. It's pretty minor. I just kind of have it end by a tunnel system here. And there's another rail junction. More stuff with stadiums and whatever. Got a cool, like, underpass thing here. It kind of goes under 3 roads. Lots of overs and unders for the railway. This just what the terrain of the city was like. It's not a fully flat terrain. That's another way to help your cities get a bit more unique, is to start don't have completely flat land. Even for dense metropolises like this, you can slowly work and level things out where needed. So yeah, we'll follow the highway now. So keeps going. Has a classic Parklow interchange here. For the first time, I actually used these turning lanes for the RHW mod itself, which you can drag right into the road. So that's pretty cool. But this side's a bit more unique. Every single one of my interchanges that I've ever built are unique in some way. Even those quick change things that they did prefab, like I'll find a way to like add a little bit of character or something somewhere. This one's got a little split coming off the side. So, because this road that overpasses this road, so if you want to get to this road, can't take this exit because you're going over this road. You can if you do like a really long turn, 3 ways, 4 ways, but that's why I got that little, what would you call it, slip ramp, slip lane that kind of comes through. Over here, some more grid busting. Another rail station, another interchange here. This one had to go on its side because this side's occupied by a rail line, and you can't yet drag diagonal RHW networks underneath the raised rail. So that'll be a future enhancement that'll be coming in, but still did what I could to, you know, have the rail kind of go over everything and created this funky intersection here. Lots of turn lanes where I could, and also diagonal, so you can go straight, turn it in. I put signs where I could. Hopefully it's not going to be a big mess, but you can see even with 0 people in the city, there's lots of commuters that use that connecting ramp. And then over here, something kind of fun, or funny. It'll look really messed up, but I did this, at least as a temporary solution. It's this. This is a, the city to the west is old, like 2006, 2007 old. I imported it to the Ring of Fire region, and it's an elevated highway. So what I've done as a interim solution is just kind of have the 8-lane highway turn to 6 lanes, and then turn it into a one-way road 3, and then have that kind of curve in. So you continue to hold the 6 lanes, even though here it's a little, but until I do some work on the other end of town, that's what it looks like. A little bit of industrial stuff here, not a whole lot. We'll go through the downtown area. I'll end at the bridge, and then I'll start that simulation. LA City Hall right here. Very cool. Lots of buildings, lots of tall stuff to kind of do like a crowning achievement for hitting 50 million people. So if I want to get to 1 million in this town, I should start the simulator soon, but just wanted to give another quick tour of everything. Oh yeah, I never showed this side of the coast. Yeah, some very tall skyscrapers on the edge of the bullet train. There's a junction here for the bullet trains. Classic Chrysler building. It looks so tiny now. I was just in New York in January, and my goodness, the Chrysler building. It's amazing. It's an amazing structure, but it's dwarfed now. Oops. Looks like I built a neighbor connection. Whatever I built here is that's been severed. I can do a quick quick job, because I had this filled in, maybe with like a big plop, and it's gone now. Let's just do a quick connection. A little bit of work to get that done. Ooh, that kind of looks a little nasty too, doesn't it? I can fix that. I don't know, is that the only road I got? Yeah, we'll have that kind of end and move up to there. Just kind of a quick and dirty zone. And we'll throw in some more dense development where we can. Yeah, it doesn't like me doing that there, but ooh, that's also kind of weird. Hopefully that develops. You always get those weird, when you're building on diagonals, it always looks kind of weird. But yeah, this is the coastline here, and then there's a triple bridge system, so bullet train, rail, and highway. Cable stayed, and then that just kind of comes over to this edge of town. There's not really a whole lot over here, but yeah, that's the kind of the main gateway into town. But yeah, without further ado, I know we're already 20 minutes into the video, and I haven't started the simulation, so let's hit 50 million. As soon as this whole thing starts to render a little bit, my goodness, this is dense. All right, you ready? Because I've been waiting for this for a little while. All right, health and education 0. It's gonna shoot right up. Let's do it. And everything's frozen. Just like my other videos, I'm doing a full-sized city that's been fully zoned with all kinds of stuff already going on that the frame rate's going to be shit. I'm sorry. You're watching my videos for this kind of stuff. You know the frame rate's going to be shit. So you can send me a high-performance computer if you'd like. I'll use it to see if it's any better, but I don't have a Patreon or anything like that anymore, but I mean, you can send it to me if you want. But yeah, it's gonna... Maybe I'll go over to the water for a bit as the simulation starts to update. Whenever you start, after quite a while and doing a lot of density zoning, it's changed. But let's look at this 0. Let's look at this 0 number. And look at the date, because it takes a little while for the date too. So the city's already 166 years old. Okay, are we ready? Are we gonna hit 50 mil? Come on, 50 million. Why is my health and education still shitty? It might update in a bit. Did I forget to build those? No, I got them. That might be a glitch. Well, there's nobody in town. How do you have health and education when there's nobody in town? Oh, 41,000! We got 50 million people plus in my region. That's a huge milestone. Oh yeah, here we go. As soon as we got people, now it's starting to shoot up, right? I was getting a little worried there that there would be like a glitch or something, but no, that's just how it is. Yeah, let's do some close zoom-ins. Actually, I can probably get a turning lane intersection in here. I've done most of this, but there's always room for like little improvements. And as the city builds and adjusts, right, you'll have to tweak your networks a little bit. Nothing is concrete in city building, in real life or in SimCity. It's always fluid. There's something to change, something to update, something that you thought was going to work doesn't work, or is completely broken, and you got to fix that again. So yeah, when you make those prefab intersections, just got to make sure you re-drag the area where you plopped it. It's actually the Quebec flag. I think this building's from Montreal. It's 67,000 people. I don't know where they are, but there's construction somewhere in town. But yeah, I'll zoom in for some details as we wait for the numbers to climb and the construction to begin. Right, this is planned to be a really big intersection. The way I zoned it as well, I could probably put in a slip lane here if I wanted to. Slip lane is Drag road one way, and runway road the other way. Great. And then this other tile, you can, I don't know, maybe build a bus stop or something. These trees are at the very edge of the lot, too. Almost like spills out into the road. There we go. 82,000 people have come into town already. My stats are all green for now. I'm assuming once things develop, traffic's going to take a huge nosedive. But yeah, health and education going way, way up. 100,000. Can I get to 1 million? Is this another area where I can build that? It's hard to see these areas. I put in turn lanes wherever I could, but I plop things first before I put in the turn lanes, and I missed a few areas in some spots. And it does help with network capacity. Because I play the game on low traffic simulator, I get congestion pretty easy. Oh yeah, traffic's already triple minus. We can have a look at the grid here. Got some construction. Looks like the projects are being built. When you first start a city, it's usually either rich people or poor people that come into town. So you can see rich people buildings here, poor people there. And once the poor get in, take advantage of your relatively safe, high education, healthy city infrastructure and stuff, then they'll get smarter and do better. But yeah, cool to see. Maybe just do a quick screenshot. I like doing construction screenshots. I'm not going to use the 3D camera in this city like I did in the other one, because it's during growth, it's just going to be absurd. Without the frame rate's bad now. As much as I like the 3D camera, I understand its limitations, especially when you're doing a recording and having a full city develop and using the 3D camera at the same time. Let's see if I can maybe build a bus stop somewhere. There we go. 200,000. You can have a look at some data views if you want. I'll throw traffic on. Yeah, you can see the areas that are a little bit higher. I'll go back for a sec. A little bit higher in elevation. So this town had like a little bit of a mountainous area in the middle. Kind of go over there right now. Actually, that's where the rail junction is. That's interesting. Building up by the stadium. Yeah, let's have a look at traffic. You can see where things are. Actually, I'm going to turn everything off for a second. I want another screenshot. It's not the best time to look at traffic. When you've got all this stuff building. I'm scared. I zoomed out. Take a screenshot because I'm scared of crashing the game, obviously, when there's this much demand. But it just looks so damn cool. Like this is the moment in the game that like I think I enjoy the most. I like challenges too, but just seeing all the growth. Your creation, like the seeds that you sowed, you get to see what they become. But yeah, as these grow, maybe one more screenshot. I'm always screenshot happy. If you look at me like on the Metropolis forums, Discord, I really don't do much on the social media anymore, Twitter, Facebook, but I could be spamming. I could have an Instagram with like 15,000 screenshots if you wanted, but I don't know. It's just something I really don't do a whole lot. All right, let's go back to traffic. 299,000, not 299,999, but it'll eclipse 300K very soon. Yeah, so the traffic's starting to get a little bad in some areas, but downtown's still very green. But the city is obviously, it's green too, right? Very young. You can see volume, lots of volume on the freeways right now. Makes sense because people are still coming out of town to commute. But yeah, let's turn that off and just keep that simulator chugging along. That's a fractional angle off-ramp. let me sneak in a little turn lane this way. That's kind of cool. At least I think it's kind of cool. 341,000 people, or Sims. Still lots of room to develop in this town as well, but infill's happening. Let's head back downtown way. Still got some wildlife. I keep the forests around, so once there's development, the wildlife's unfortunately going to go away, just like in real life, right? When you take out the forests. Oh, there's a bear. Watch out. But yeah, very detailed, very quiet right now. Traffic's still doing good. And I'll have to reload the cities on each side so that they know that there's people and jobs and stuff over here. Because it's just going to take time for everything to be filled in. Speaking of filling in, construction. Very cool. This building here is actually a redesign of one of the Maxis buildings. That blue skyscraper that you get on very high density in the main game. Yeah, Van Prugen Trading. I think it's got the same stats and everything. It's just redone with like high quality textures. Very reflective. $432K. Some artwork here. That's kind of cool. And wildlife hunting. Well, there's some wildlife over in the zoned area of town. That's, I mean, those deer and bears have got to go. Hopefully they'll take them to another area of the region. There's lots of other areas I could build a wildlife reserve in. 500,000. I'm halfway to my goal. I think I can get to 1 million pretty easy. People are still learning. Oh yeah, construction. All very high density buildings too, because it's a very valuable, like with all these landmarks and jobs and parks and everything else, it's extremely valuable real estate. So you're going to get the dense development to build right away. But you can't just do that when you first start a region. You need to build up that demand. People think they can go from 0 to 100 real quick. Well, no, that's not entirely possible. You can really cheat and build, like, you can get lots of mods and stuff, but to do it more organically, more natural growth or whatever, it takes a lot of time and effort to get completed. But yeah, lots of infill. There's still lots of zones. There's a rare thing to see in my cities, a street. I use the asphalt street texture, and they always get overloaded with congestion, so I don't really build a lot of streets. If I check the traffic congestion, oh no, there's nobody there right now. This might have people though. It's hard to query. 574. Oh, I love this song from 3000. I forget what it's called, but is it no, this isn't infrastructure. But it's pretty damn cool. Got a trucker trying to get in or do something. Just trying to get into the lot, make a delivery. Is that another spot I could maybe throw in a turn lane that I missed? Of course, I'm always showing you the junctions that, because these are the most filled in areas, I really didn't look at as much to build those turning lanes, but they're easy to throw in these days. You don't have to plop everything. One plop. Oh, it's kind of broken. That happens sometimes too if you have too many too close. Relatively easy fix though. Oh, it's because of that connection! Just like that other one, right? That kind of broke it, so that's okay. I can make maybe a short turn lane here. Yeah, if I build in, I know you're not going to be happy for a second. Don't worry about it, buddy. You'll get all fixed up. Yeah, it's a short turn lane here. I keep going a bit. No. 6:05. Traffic's still doing good. It's going down, but that's a cool, like, intricate entrance there into this building. And it goes way up. HSBC. Very cool entrance. I like that. It's called the Amari Watergate Hotel. I wonder if it had anything to do with the Watergate controversy in the U.S. Nope, got a traffic jam. Already. Not unexpected. I'll say that much. And that's another, this is the Taipei 101. If this is true, it's not a stereotype, but the Taipei 101 looks like a rice box, stacked like those Chinese takeout containers that have like rice in them and noodles and stuff. They're like stacked on top of each other. It was actually a legitimate item that inspired the design of the tower in real life. Those things are always cool too. You always see them in the movies and stuff when they're in like Chinatown. There's a place in my town that actually, like, their whole stick is, they serve it to you in those boxes so you can feel like you're in the movies. A local Chinese place. Here's a big congested roundabout. Well, it's not a big roundabout, but there's it's big in terms of like all the roads that connect to it. There's 5 connections. The most you can do with one-way road roundabouts is 6. If you wanted that weird piece of information, like if I had this go diagonal, and then I have another spot for another diagonal there. You can see the subway stations. I got the UN in here too. Call this like the headquarters, the Ring of Fire headquarters of the UN. It's up this way. I'll head over that way as I check the population. We're now at 686,000. Here it is. I believe this was one of the first commercial office towers to have like fully centralized air conditioning. It was built back in the 50s or something, right? Like, it was a big deal at the time. So there's a random stat about the UN for you. It was like the first skyscraper to have central air. Oh, I missed it. I was trying to take a screenshot of it. Just finished building. I took a tour of the UN when I was in New York. Not my latest trip, but it's a cool place to check out. I'd say it's a little, I mean, at least when I went like 2005, maybe? It's a little lackluster versus what I was expecting. But the whole building was like kind of run down. I'm sure they did some renovations and spruced it up a little bit. One of their areas isn't even used anymore. Like, there's like 4 big assemblies, right? The General Assembly, the Security Council, and there's one for like colonial dealings. And that one is not in use anymore. It's just a big empty room. feel like they could use it for something else, but I guess if they ever made a new committee for something, or a new assembly for some, right, like climate change or something, I don't know. They could maybe repurpose those chambers, because you know when it was built back in the 50s or whatever, they had there were still a lot of colonial empires to manage, so they would meet there to discuss relations with their, not their overlords, but you know the colonial, the people who colonized them, their colonizers. They would try and resolve differences there. But these days, there's hardly anything anymore. One of the coolest spots, actually, is, believe it or not, there's French Guiana. Here's a random thing. French Guiana is part of the European Union because it's considered part of France. So you can be in South America and not just be in France, but be in the European Union. That's where they do all their space launches, the EU, because it's really close to the equator. But I'm talking about a lot of random stuff. Hopefully it's interesting for you, but yeah, this town, 727,000 people. And still building strong. This is one of the few areas that I actually had some commercial zoning for, mostly because I don't want to live next to a highway. As much as I, you know, would enjoy building highways and stuff in SimCity and everything, like they're interesting, I would not want to live by one. Even with all the, you know, I've got some woods to absorb the sound, and then a sound wall as well behind that to kind of dampen it and reflect it back in, but it's still not the most pleasant thing to live near, so I usually buffer it with some commercial or industrial or, you know, as you can see on this side, some parkland. And then this freeway is going to the north. There's nothing to the north right now, sir. That's why there's no traffic using this. At least for now. But, you know, if I keep going with this region for 90 years, like I was saying, maybe one day there'll be some more metropolises to the north and far north. I don't even have a road going to the northern border yet. I've got one to go to the south and the east. The west side, it's all water, I believe. No, the northwest has a connection too, but it's against the ocean. Yeah, pretty absurd. Interchange is getting some use, and so is the rail line. Uh-oh! What did I forget to download today? This building, I cannot find a fix to. I should just find, I should just maybe just delete every possible plugin I have related to it because I can't find something. This Bishopgate Tower, I just can't find the one plugin that I guess I need. That sucks. I got so many other buildings. Sorry, whoever built that. Yeah, traffic's starting to take a little bit of a beating, but it's still in good shape. Got a tall building going up here. This is another little commercial district, I think. Not a whole lot of them. Most of the jobs here are plopped. Oh yeah, you see the little library spinny thing over here? That's also kind of cool. I can query that if you're curious. Club Twisters. I'm assuming it's a bookstore. It kind of looks like some books. Or just a revolving restaurant. Usually those are on the top of towers. Take an action screenshot here. Yeah, no one's gonna go out of town yet because that town doesn't know that there's people in this town. So I gotta save and exit, then start that city, have that run for a while, save and exit, and then come back here, wait a little while for the simulation, and then maybe I'll see some inner-city commuting, because right now they're just coming from one town to here. But there's a lot of jobs in this city. There's a big downtown. 813. $813. 81% of the way to my goal of 1 million by the end of this video. I think I did a video, I did pretty well on YouTube where I did like a 500,000 growth from zero. Well, looks like I'm about to double that. Maybe this video would be popular too. Big milestone, 50 million. A million in this city. Probably go well past a million, but for this video, I'll probably just keep it going until I hit a million. This area is a little bit more gritty, but it's getting growth. I mean, there are gritty areas of all kinds of cities, right? And if I'm putting all this work and investment into the roads and transit, I will, at minimum, be zoning medium density. But this town is high density. I'm not doing all this for suburbs. Yeah, you got a little. Well, I guess it's a mansion. It's not a little building, but it's small versus all these other construction structures that are being constructed. $846. $881. I know, I'm just calling out numbers. Let's go check on the coastline, maybe. Just check this bridge. I expect nothing leaving town. Yeah, nothing yet. There's a tunnel, you just can't see it here. I don't know why it's so choppy here. There's too much going on. Here's another spot I could throw in a turning lane intersection that I missed. I'll do that right now. $892. Should be able to easily hit a million, as long as the game doesn't crash. I'm not gonna save until I'm done the video, though. Big district over here with the bullet train interchange on top. Major transfer point between lines. As we get more infill development built into the loop. I was thinking about keeping this loop natural, but no. No, we're going to throw in some skyscrapers. Busy, busy. Are you going to build or what? Yeah, here we go. There's just so much going on in town. The simulator kind of stalling out at times. Imagine just like living in this building here next to like this 40, 50 tower building behind you. It's like the movie Up, where that guy is surrounded by all the development and he's not selling his house. $898. Exxon. Not Exxon, like Exxon Mobil. Xeon, or whatever you want to call it. There's a big X there. Kind of actually looks like the new X icon that Twitter is now. This was made well before that, though. A couple of California plazas next to each other. It's a cool building. Some of the game development, I think, for this game actually came from there. Is that another spot where I could throw in some turning lanes? Of course, I'm seeing them all now. $9.25. Want to go see a show? There's a station right next to it. It's a real easy hop on, hop off, hop on, hop off. Go see the Lion King, hop on the bullet train, go back home. 9:41. Maybe throw in a quick turn lane here too. While I admire the city, I do a little bit of work in it. Not a lot of center turn lanes in this town. With all these dense buildings, you don't want that kind of zigzag. That's mostly for like those big box stores, and that ain't what this city is. This city is basically the opposite of that. 9:56. Oh, we got some building over here too. Simulator's moving pretty good now. It's a good pace. 976. When I hit 1 million, I'll save the game, do a zoom out of town, because that way if it crashes, it crashes. Whatever. Kind of a double slip lane here. That's kind of weird. You do like a little circuit. 1 million people! That makes my region 51 million. And there's still plenty of room probably to grow, yeah? Plenty of room to grow here in this town, so. What a milestone. What a milestone. To save it a bit faster, I just go to data views and change it. I'll go put it to pause, go in the middle of the water away from some stuff and hit save, and it shouldn't take too long, but yeah, 1 million people in this city. And this might get to 2 million, maybe? 1.5, very likely. And as you saw when I even just started this town, it had 800,000 commercial jobs. So with all the other development, there's probably at least 1 million jobs. So lots and lots of employment, and I'm sure a lot of people from other cities will come here too. So there'll be more like bedroom communities. But this is like a big capital, downtown, central business district area of like the northern area of that part of the region that you saw. It's kind of like the first big city up here. Well, there's other big cities nearby, but first big new city up here. Because as you saw, that Maxis Highway, there's an old city to the west of town. And I've been incorporating like some of the roads and stuff there, but I couldn't do that Maxis Highway. I have not built Maxis Highway since 2010. That was the last stretch I built, and this whole region is out. So, yeah, let's do a zoom out. I'll put it just on regular play so that you don't see that pause bar. But yeah. Even though it's a very big, dense city, there's a whole area here of nothing except water. But yeah, let's see what it looks like now. You can see there's plenty of room for more development. So yeah, this is gonna hit. This is gonna hit 2 million probably. The biggest city I've ever made that actually looks kind of like this and not like a big blob is about 3.5 million. And then I have a bedroom community that's in the main area around Oak Ridges, the city I built from scratch. There's one city there that is over 3 million. But the biggest one I made, that maybe back in like 2007 again, is about 3.5 million with lots of work, and it still looks good, but it has, you know, old stuff, right, like Maxis Highway and really old connection stuff. Look at all the room there still is here. A lot of the same building here, though. That's another thing when you do plopping, is that you won't get repetition unless you want repetition. Like that California Plaza I built kind of mirrored one against the other because I liked it. They look good, like a Twin Tower kind of thing, but when you just see all the same here and there. Yeah, there's the interchange. There's a rail junction down there, too. Pretty cool, and we're still growing. These roads will get a lot more use in a little bit. Yeah, there's still lots of room for opportunities. Lots of construction over to the top part here, though. Oh, we got a big present. Whose birthday is it? It's not mine. It's somebody's birthday. So somebody who's watching this video, it's probably their birthday. Happy birthday. I award you with CO $, stage 8, Vienna Towers, KS _ JPN. High wealth commercial office with low crime, high customers, and it's currently under construction. But you know what? No present for you. I'm just gonna demo that. I'll find whatever plugin I'm missing for that. There's lots of big like brown box removers that you can download that will block it or turn it into a park or something, but I want to see them in my cities. I want to see them so that I can find out what I'm missing and either fix them, or if I can't find what I'm missing, what the heck happened here? Somebody grew into this road and the whole curve got ruined. What? This happens. It's weird. And of course, this is a very difficult curve. Maybe I might be able to quickly rebuild it. That's weird. Let's see if it's nice and it'll let me rebuild the curve. I guess I can put the simulator back on. Alright, curves. Grab that avenue curve. Okay, it's an easy plop. Relatively easy fix. That's good. And we'll rebuild. Bah. Oh, I gotta rebuild the turn lane too. Is this a single or a double turn lane? Just a single. There. And then fix up the rail. And then rebuild that road. Actually didn't connect to anything. And then I had to replace the park because there's just a part that you have to build for the overpass. And I'll just put in maybe some green space. Where's my green space? There's my green space. Open grass area. There we go. That's what it should look like. And this no cars hot, that'll go away after a while because there is now access. Alright, it's back to zooming out. Checking out this city. Got some abandonment here already. That's weird. Oh, I missed a spot here when I was building these intersections. These connections over here are kind of weird too, but they're going to that old city. This is getting use. This is actually getting use. You can't even see much of the highway anymore, but there's cars using it. That's funny. Imagine just driving down the freeway and then you have to make like a really tight 90-degree curve and then another one. reduce the speed limit to like 5. Literally 5. Especially for those big transport trucks that probably can't take much. They probably take up all 3 lanes making that turn, if they can even make the turn at all. Is this video an hour long now? Holy crap. Hopefully you've been enjoying. I know I really didn't start the stuff until like 20 plus minutes in. But a lot to take in. Big milestone, big milestone. Yeah, let's zoom out a bit more. That's a cool rail corridor there. Just give that a quick sec to load up. I'll actually slow down the simulator here. I don't know. I should learn the names of these songs. I know a lot of them from SimCity 4, but 3,000, not a whole lot. Bang. So much to load at this zoom, at this city, with so much going on and still growing. Alright, I think it's all loaded now. This traffic's starting to flow a little bit more. But yeah, I think I'll end it there. I'll do one more big zoom out. Thanks a lot for your continued support and interest. I never say like, comment, subscribe, or anything like that, but you know, what's that? Passive aggressive? Me sort of telling you by not telling you, but then mentioning that I'm not telling you. You can do whatever you want. You guys are, you know, free will. You chose on your own free will to watch this video. This is what you get. You get some guy talking about the United Nations Colonial Council that was dissolved in 1980-something. Random tidbit. Oh yeah, look at it. It's just a sea of spires. Still lots of room to grow. Lots of growth, infill, outfill. Let me take a quick screenshot once things render. Those 4 gigs working overtime here. I didn't get a crash. I didn't get a crash. It's slow, but I didn't get a crash. Almost there. This is one of the most detailed spots I think I've ever made. Might even take the cake for the most detailed spot I've ever made. Just with all the different plops and things it's got to download. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Would you want to live here? Or is this just too claustrophobic with all the buildings and crazy intersections to navigate and everything? I guess it depends if you live in a big city already or not. I'm sure a lot of you are used to it. And I'm sure a lot of you that are, you know, living in the suburbs, this is completely foreign. But yeah. That'll do it for me, guys. We're at 1.111. If only it was all ones. I had a 49,999,999. Now I've got a 111. Oh, not anymore. I got a 1129. But yeah, it'll keep going up. Here's a full out zoom to end the series. Not the series, just to end the video. Not any development on this side of the island yet, but who wants to live there when there's not even any access? You have to actually go to the town down and back up on one of the on either the rail, the bullet train, or the bridge. Lots of, look at the room over here. I could probably hit 2 million in the corners and this whole area there. Yeah, anyways, I'm talking too much. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. 50 million plus now. That was a fun thing. I've been working at this city a long time, and I wanted to make sure that I got that. It's very specific. 49,999,999 number, which took more work than you thought, as all these cities have organic population changes. Anyways, I'll call it there. Take care, guys. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.